Pratanshu, and welcome to A Thought of Future with Kumar Pratanshu. Well, when we are talking about America, Europe, and Asia, somewhere we are referring to the developed and developing nations. Looking at the trends in Asian and US business, Western business takes more systematic and process-based approach, and consumer market is quality different compared to us, which is more towards cheap and best sort of mentality. Coming to the question, yes, it is different to do business in Asia when you compare it with the other two continents. We'll talk about some of the factors on how and why it is different in the first place. The first factor, investors. Well, if you're in Silicon Valley, you have the highest concentration of investors, employees, and also leaders that you can hire from other companies. Then as you go from there to Asia, you will have significantly less of all three. However, a plus point is the labor force is significantly cheap and are ready to work with fewer perks. Second factor, or the aspect, corruption. So when you talk about Asia, except for a few countries such as Singapore, Japan, Israel, South Korea, corruption is at its highest as compared to the countries of Europe and America, specifically North America. So to start a business, you'll have to go through a lot of government processes, and to add on to it, you'll have to go through the bribery processes as well. Well, doing business in Asia has its own flexible rules and guidelines which are not hunted down as long as there are no complaints. In the US and Europe, it is not so. Moreover, business dealings are on both in cash and card in Asia, and sometimes with the underground economy as well. Ultimately, assured business is the one that sails along with the local written and unwritten guidelines. Third factor, which is industrialization. Well, industrialization in the Western business has already happened, but when you talk about Asia, a lot of countries are far from it. Due to this, there's a lack of infrastructure like no proper road, electricity, etc. etc. So if you want to establish a business, you'll have to work from your pocket for building sewage, to install electricity transformers, resupply and whatnot. Well, government contribution to it would not be as much as you expect. Perhaps non-existence of security, good hospitals, good schools also somewhere concerns your employees, as your employees would like to stay safe, healthy and near to quality educational establishment for their kids. Down to our last factor, cultural. Even though the fast globalization process flattens cultural difference all over the world, the cultural determinants still have a strong impact on the international cooperation, the value of trade and in consequence economic growth. A different attitude to basic value like time, life or society complicates communication and increases the propensity to interact and cooperate with other nations. Well, we would not deny the fact that Asia still has a lot of countries which has a good scope of change. Thank you.